Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Daily Devotions with Pastor Peter. I'm Pastor Peter, and we are daily devoting. And our daily devoting today will be in Genesis chapter 33. Can you tell it's Friday? I need the week to be over. It's been an interesting week. Anyways, here's what Genesis 33 says. Then Jacob looked up and saw Esau coming with his 400 men. So he divided his children among Leah, Rachel, and his 2 servant wives. He put the servant wives and their children in the front, Leah and her children next, and Rachel and Joseph last. Then Jacob went on ahead. As he approached his brother, he bowed to the ground 7 times before him. Then Esau ran to meet him and embraced him, threw his arms around his neck and kissed him, and they both wept. Then Esau looked at the women and children and asked, "Who are these people with you?" "These are the children God has graciously given to me, your servant," Jacob replied. Then the servant wives came forward with their children and bowed before him. Next came Leah and her children, and they bowed before him. Finally Joseph and Rachel came forward and bowed before him. "And what were all these flocks and herds I met as I came?" Esau asked. Jacob replied, "They are a gift, my lord, to ensure your friendship." "My brother, I have plenty," Esau answered. "Keep what you have for yourself." But Jacob insisted, "No, I have found favor with you. If I have found favor with you, please accept these gifts from me. And what a relief to see your friendly smile. It is like seeing the face of God. Please take this gift I have brought you, for God has been very gracious to me. I have more than enough." And because Jacob insisted, Esau finally accepted the gift. "Well," Esau said, "let's be going. I will lead the way." But Jacob replied, "You can see, my lord, that some of the children are very young, and the flocks and herds are very young too. If they are driven too hard, even for one day, all the animals could die. Please, my lord, go ahead of your servant. We will follow slowly at a pace that is comfortable for the livestock and the children. I will meet you in Seir." "All right," Esau said, "but at least let me assign some of my men to guide you and protect you." Jacob responded, "That's not necessary. It's enough that you've received me warmly, my lord." So Esau turned around and started back to Seir that same day. Jacob, on the other hand, traveled on to Succoth. There he built himself a house and made shelters for his livestock. That is why the place was named Succoth, which means shelters. Later, having traveled all the way from Padan Aram, Jacob arrived safely at the town of Shechem, in the land of Canaan. There he set up camp outside the town. Jacob bought up the plot of land where he camped from the family of Hamor, the father of Shechem, for 100 pieces of silver, and there he built an altar and named it El Elohe Israel. Interesting passage we see here. Brothers reunited. It's a beautiful thing. And, growing up, I grew up a lot of my life, I can't say a lot, but my growing up years was spent more among friends than among family. For some of you who don't know, my parents were missionaries in Hong Kong. And my sister and I, we went to boarding school over in Malaysia for several years. But then during that time, we've learned a lot of us growing up. For me too, in the years of junior high and high school, I spent away from my family. And then in college, I left to go far away, to go to college at Simpson University, where I got my music and biblical studies degree. And I stayed away from home. But seeing family and just understanding family versus friends. I still have friends that I keep in touch with now. I still know of them. We still have fond memories. I know where they are. Facebook and stuff has allowed us to stay in touch in a sense where we could stay in touch without really staying in touch, that kind of stalkerish mentality. But, family is something that sticks forever. It's blood. And that's how God designed it. As in, we have family. There is forgiveness within family. At least there should be. And within this situation, we see the 2 rivals hated and feared each other. We're able to come back together and hug each other and weep. If you have any family members that you're not in touch with right now, that you're not caring for, the Bible talks very clearly that if you don't care for your brothers and sisters, or you don't forgive them, then how can you forgive others? How can you love others? How can you be called a child of God? And so this is a short one, but a one for us to remember that family is important. Family is forever. Well, at least here on earth it's forever. And whatever happens between brothers and sisters, parents, there should be a connection, a forgiveness. coming back together again. Now, I did notice here, and maybe we'll go into the next chapter because I haven't read the next chapter yet. But after Jacob and Esau met, they hugged, they embraced. Esau said, hey, come to my place. Jacob said, we'll follow along. It never said that he actually got to where Esau was. But he bought land. He did all these transactions. And what happened? What happened? I guess we'll find out in the next chapter, if we find out at all. But, we see here that just because forgiveness is there, what Jacob did was he protected himself. Whether it's right or wrong, whether it's necessary or not, it's up to us to decide and up to us to see whether or not we need that. But overall, it's good to mend bridges that were broken, especially if it's family. So, my friends, if you have any family members that you haven't reached out to or been in touch with, they may need your help or not. But most of all, there needs to be forgiveness between two parties. And more important, they need to know about Jesus Christ. And the only way that we could mend or share Christ with others is if we mend relationships first. So that's where we start. Anyways, have a great day, everyone. Today is Saturday. If you're watching daily on my channel or on the church's channel, have a good Sunday tomorrow. May God bless you with His presence. But more importantly, that may you acknowledge His presence, that He is with you. Have a great day. Take care, everyone. We'll see you in the next one.